Hello, we're back for week 4 with your favorite mod and DLC CC or C squared, whatever. All right, so let's look at our opponents. This week we're facing off against Bajram. He's got a pretty scary looking team. He's made a couple of trades this week, most likely in response to trying to counter team me. So he's changed the Terra on Pyroar to grass, and he's brought in a Zapdos. So we'll see how those go against me. Let's look at his team in full. So he also has a Ogerpon. In his case, he's got the water type Wellspring Ogerpon. So it gets a plus special defense if he Terras it. So I'm assuming if he brings Ogerpon, he'll probably Terra it as an A tier. Not Most Ogerpon users are probably not like me where they bring it and not Terra it because then they're very costly without the Terra. But he's got this. We know from experience of our own Ogerpon that it can be scary, so we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Fluttermane is annoying because it's so fast. It's so strong specially. So we're going to have to take some countermeasures, probably bring some unconventional heavy slam users and a scarf user that will probably beat it without a booster energy. I'm also going to rely on Blaziken. So looking at this team, I really like Blaziken. The problem is Blaziken needs 5 moves to beat this team, and I can only bring 4. So I'm going to have to rely on its teammates to kind of eliminate the problem so that I can use just 4 moves. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. He's also got a Hydreigon, Mega Aggron, which is very difficult to KO. My Blaziken for sure will only be able to KO it in 1 hit under a Swords Dance, if and only if it is not like maximum defense. Anyways, we'll have to take a look at how that goes. This is the team that sniped Nidoqueen from us, so we're going to have to prove that we have the better Nido by defeating them. Buzzwole is ugly and should never exist. Worst thing to ever be added to Pokemon besides like Garchomp. So if we see it, we'll want it dead. We have a Snorlax, Zapdos, Dashbun, which is my one concern with regards to Blaziken. We've got Prinplup and Pyroar. Okay, looking at the speeds, again, that Fluttermane, very fast. Only thing that's going to be stopping it is maybe a Scarf user. I'm probably going to do Iron Boulder. Yeah. Heavy Slam users that are unconventional so that I can surprise it. So Fluttermane likes to come in and defeat Palkia, probably Electros or Blaziken. So we're going to see how that goes. Looking at his type chart, he's got a Goes-like type chart from last week where there's no weaknesses. However, looking at his team, even though he resists fighting, can hit neutrally for fire. This is super effective against fire. So the only problem for Blaziken is this Dash Bun. I would like to run Poison Jab, but again, I need 2 other moves. I'm going to need a Swords Dance to be able to KO everything, and I'm going to need at least 2 Protects to outspeed a Fluttermane. So to show you what I'm talking about, here's my Blaziken. Okay, here is a Fluttermane, and I'm going to run Booster Energy on this Fluttermane because it's likely, like my team is fast. There's no reason, like there's a good reason that he might bring it. So I've EV'd this Adamant so that after 3 speed boosts is what I mean, I will outspeed it. Now, how am I going to get 3 speed boosts? Well, I'm running a Focus Sash. So turn 1 whenever I bring Blaziken in, I'm going to want to protect the first turn, Swords Dance the second with the Focus Sash probably activating, protect the third turn, and then I can go off. So you're going to notice Fluttermane at +2, Blaze Kick, KOs. What are some things that maybe he has that look scary but maybe aren't? Zapdos. Let's look at a Zapdos here. Zapdos. Defensive. Fully defensive. Blaze Kick +2. Doesn't look pretty, so he's going to need some chip, right? and Mega Aggron. Mega Aggron's probably the other problem for this set. So this is a special defensive. So if I go fully physical, which is possible, you're going to notice that I can't quite KO with close combat. So I'm going to need some chips. So I'm probably going to want to bring some hazards. I'm going to bring most likely spikes so I can get 3 up if possible. A 2 would be desirable. It's better than rocks in my opinion. Okay, so let's look at Electros. Electros, I'm bringing Assault Vest. Assault Vest Electros can deal with Flutter Mane. So here's a Specs Flutter Mane. It can't have a 2-hit KO. So Heavy Slam one-shots it. And this is assuming Specs. So if we're not running Specs, and there's a good chance he's not doing a whole lot to my Electros. I could also U-turn if I think he'll switch, things like that. Other Pokemon that Electros would like to hit would include Zapdos. I don't really have moves to hit Zapdos with, but we gotta go with what we've got. Zen Headbutt is more for the Nidoqueen, even the Buzzwole, which could be annoying. And then I also have the third move, Discharge, special attacking, just to hit a few other things, mainly the Ogerpon or the Prinplup, if it somehow came. Other Pokemon to look at, okay, I've brought Drifblim because I'm banking on Blaziken. Like, Blaziken, once Dash Bun is gone and I've got Hazards up, Blaziken wins, just flat out wins. So I cannot afford for that Sash to be broken. So I'm bringing a Defogger here. The Drifblim is nice because I can burn some threats. Ogerpon Burn is nice. Pretty much neuters it. Buzzwole Burn is really nice. It completely destroys Buzzwole's worth. And same thing with Mega Aggron. So burning any of those guys are great. So that's that. I'm bringing Scarf Iron Boulder. Most of his team doesn't love Iron Boulder. And the few that do, I can, for the most part, switch out, right? Physical attackers like Mega Aggron, if I hit Mighty Cleave and he brings Aggron in, I can put on Drifblim. If he brings in something else that can take Mighty Cleave, like, I guess the only other one would be Buzzwole, and I don't think it loves Mighty Cleave. Oh, no, it does love it. So those are the only 2 that really stop Iron Boulder from getting massive damage. So really, the goal here is get as much damage off as possible and then switch out. I brought Psychic because Buzzwole, if it's physically defensive, doesn't love Psychic. And that's really the only reason for that. And Sacred Sword is for the Mega Aggron and the Snorlax. So that's this set explained. I've got my Ogerpon. Again, Focus Sash as well because I need to guarantee at least 1 spikes up. Okay, I need 1 up. So his removal isn't fantastic. He's got 3 Defoggers. Prinplup, probably never going to get a game. You probably don't want to use Hydreigon as a Defogger. So the only real Defogger he's got is Zapdos. So I really want that spikes up. I don't think he'll have too many opportunities to remove it, given that my team is very offensive. So Zapdos doesn't have time to sit in most of the game, just click and defog all the time. So this is what Ogerpon's goal is. It's not doing anything else. I'm not going to really Terra it because I don't think I need to. Here's Palkia Origin. You're going to notice Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam is to, again, catch Flutter Mane on a switch or something. So Flutter Mane has really good special defense. It can take my Surfs and obviously Spatial Rend does nothing to it. My special attacks aren't going to really hurt. Its physical defense, however, much weaker. If I can catch it on a switch, which is possible, not because, again, like I said, Palkia doesn't really, doesn't destroy it outright. Okay, Heavy Slam, switch in, done. right? Scale Shot, if I get a chance, speed boost, then it puts me in a place where Flutter Mane doesn't matter unless it's running a Scale Shot or a booster energy. But the key to victory here is Blaziken. I just need some chip on some certain Pokemon like Mega Aggron or Zapdos, and I need to have Dash Bun not come. I didn't bring a lot of stuff for Dash Bun outside of those heavy slam users, so hopefully that'll be enough. So let's take a look at how this game goes for us. So looking at his team, he has brought the Aggron, he has brought the Dash Bun, unfortunately. Here's the Flutter and the Buzzwole. So I'm gonna need to, yeah, that Dash Bun could be a problem. So let's see how this goes. So I need those spikes up. I'm gonna lead with my spikes. There you go. It's really all he was here for. Anything else from here on out, Ogerpon is bonus. So he's got his Flutter Mane in. It is not booster energy, so I don't know what he's running. Probably not Scarf though, because he probably wants the ability to switch moves or specs it. But I've got my Assault Vest. We all know it can take hits. It doesn't do a lot of damage, so that is not a specs. Set, U-turn. Okay. Rocky Helmet could be a problem. So Ogerpon's going to get some extra use out of here. I have Knockoff. We're going to deal with that. Now I can freely click my Cleave for the rest of the game. I got a second layer of spikes, which is great. If I can get a third, that's a win in this game, because that's max, and I really didn't expect to get more than one, to be honest. Yawn is really annoying. This is bad. Why did I click Will-O-Wisp? I'm going to be honest, I forgot that Well-Baked Body also is activated on Status Fire moves. So that was a really bad turn, because now my Heavy Slam users cannot touch it. I cannot touch this thing. So I'm going to need Palkia to do something for me, because otherwise this is really bad. So Ogerpon, just going to get that third layer up. Hopefully it switches out at some point. So here's my Palkia. I gotta click Surf because, okay, so he switched out. He lost that boost, which is really good for me because it was a disaster otherwise. So remember, this is physically strong. I will not click it again. So, okay, right here, he's almost KO'd with Air Slash. So I'm going to Terra my Ghost, and hopefully Shadow Ball takes it out, and then Blaziken just wins here. Because I've got that max spikes damage on everything now. So now we're just going to sack this thing. We don't need him anymore. He's done his job. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But again, he's already done his job. Blaziken, we protect to get that speed boost up, like we planned pre-game. Swords Dance, Sash will activate. So from here, I win the game. The only thing stopping me from winning the game is if Ogerpon runs Quick Attack or I miss a Blaze Kick. So let's see how that goes for us. Gone. So that Ogerpon definitely does not have Quick Attack, or he would have just used it. Mega Aggron. Now with the chip, I should be able to KO it. And does. So now I just have to not miss with Blaze Kick on Flutter Mane or Buzzwole. Didn't miss. We get a win. We can click Close Combat again. No problem. And now we just need Flutter Mane to get hit with Blaze Kick. But even if I miss now, everything else can KO it. So we're okay now. There we go. So this is an example of when the prep goes exactly how you planned it. Up until now, pretty much nothing has worked out exactly how we planned it. Iron Boulder never even had to hit the field, which is great. Its set was mostly just to counter Flutter Mane anyways with the Scarf, but didn't have to. This is a good game. Bajram, unfortunately, has dropped from the league, so you won't be able to see any more of his replays from here on out. This was, pretty sure, his final game. But that's okay. We got our match. Blaziken worked out well. So we'll see how week 5 goes. I'll see you guys next time.